Welcome back to the channel, everypony. We have an absolute banger of a video for you here today. We'll be discussing the Modern Warfare 4 reveal that finally happened this past Thursday. Of course, at least some of this information might have leaked early had Activision and Microsoft not sent out cease and desist letters to all prominent leakers in the community. And so, we've waited patiently for the Infinity Ward marketing campaign, which was effective enough to take the #1 and #6 spots for most pre-ordered on the PlayStation platform. My thoughts on the trailer: it seems IW is trying to course correct from the awful Modern Warfare 3 2023 campaign by giving Price an interesting angle as a rogue operative, and they're also bringing back playing as a new recruit as a part of a larger scale conflict, much like the OG COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2 storylines. Bringing in North Korea as the major faction to fight against throughout the campaign is nonsensical to real-life military prowess, but it is decent propaganda for a COD game. Let's talk about IW's new approach to this year's multiplayer offering. Movement has been refined after feedback from Modern Warfare 2. It's not omni-movement, but you can dive backwards. The movement system in MW4 is still fast, fluid, and arcadey, but what IW is intending for the game has aiming and shooting skill gap emphasized over movement skill gap, which is the opposite approach from Black Ops 7. But movement wasn't the only piece of feedback that IW addressed for Modern Warfare 4, as we have a laundry list of community requests implemented in-game. Ninja is now a perk instead of a field upgrade. However, sprinting within 5 meters of someone will be audible, which I think is a good trade-off. Both depth of field and field of view settings have been reworked to be less visually cluttered than before, which was often a pain point for shooting in Modern Warfare 2. Tac sprint animations have been overhauled. You can now tell when your stamina is running out without the need for the visual stamina bar. Hipfire is getting a massive buff across all non-sniper weapons. Essentially, it's a buffed version of the classic steady aim perk, which from the screenshot here of how Hipfire typically works in COD, the bigger circle is your default, steady aim reduces it to 65%, and Modern Warfare 4 is currently at something like 30%. This effort to make Hipfire more viable than ever before in the franchise is an interesting design choice. We'll have to see if this survives the open beta. You can now hold breath with every gun while aiming, which reminds me a lot of Insurgency. The Riot Shield is returning but nerfed. It is now a field upgrade only and breakable after a certain number of explosives are blocked. The classic nuke kill streak is back, but when you call it in, you get to exit the map dynamically on a helicopter. MW4 will have Apex attachments for getting a gun to max level. This includes conversion kits such as changing the M4 to the FSS Hurricane SMG, or special underbarrels such as the Master Key shotgun for the M1911 pistol. What's different about Apex attachments is the fact that you can equip one and still keep your typical 5 gunsmith points for more attachments. In the past, there has been dynamic map elements in COD multiplayer, but MW4 is promising the most dynamic map in the entire series, titled Kill Block. It features a rectangle layout with 3 slabs, where the slabs dynamically shift during a match. The slabs will rotate through layouts from Crash, Kill House, Shoot House, and more. Over 500 map combinations are possible. Kill Block is Infinity Ward's answer to the feedback around map variety in a creative way, as no one match in Kill Block will play exactly the same between rounds. When talking about multiplayer progression, this year we'll have 2 options for both the old school and new school players. You have the classic prestige, where you reset all unlocks on the race to the legendary 10th prestige, or you have the regular track, which works the same as leveling in Modern Warfare 2019 all the way to Modern Warfare 3, where you're not having to reset unlocks at any point. Red dots on the minimap, theater mode, and map voting, which were all well received in Black Ops 7, will be included in MW4. The game will feature many classic weapons from the franchise, including the PPSH and the Kar 98K. Offline play is finally getting some attention for the first time since COD World War II back in 2017. We're talking offline campaign and shader compilation. Absolutely ballsy and daring features for this year's COD. Let's talk about Gunny. This is an AI that automatically builds your gun for you based on both your preferred engagement range and what attachments you currently have unlocked. Create a class in Modern Warfare 4 looks a lot like, of all games, COD Ghosts, as you pick an operator and a unique kill streak set for each loadout. Since your operator choice is tied to your loadout, this means there are no factions in any meaningful sense in-game. Yes, I understand this is kind of how it worked in Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, Vanguard, and COD Mobile, but it doesn't fit the serious tone of Modern Warfare, which is actually something the COD community manager account on X addressed. Quote, no Lady Gaga, no Omni-Man, no Teletubbies, no SpongeBob, keep the receipts. The thing is, the community has seen this song and dance 1,000 times. The devs simply wait for Season 1 to drop the goofy retard skins to get the Goyim to buy more CP. They should really change that, by the way. I get why it was there in the first place. I mean, you had Epstein's strongest soldier, Bobby Kotick, running the joint after all, but now's the time to change it. If you were a big fan of the ground war and invasion modes from the previous Modern Warfare entries, you'll be delighted to hear that they'll be back, consolidated into a single playlist called Big War. We also got our first look at the new open world map featured in the next iteration of DMZ, officially titled Hajin. We won't get details on how the new DMZ works until the June 7th Xbox showcase, but based on how open world content works historically in COD, we can assume Hajin will be split up into different sections for the Big War mode, while the entirety of the map is traversable within DMZ mode. What worries me about DMZ is the deployment bonus you get from pre-ordering the $100 Vault edition of the game, which is like, come on, guys. Players left in droves last time you put pay-to-win shit in DMZ. Really dumb doing it again, but I'll have to wait and see exactly what the bonus is when the time comes. One of the more surprising reveals to me was the fact that Digital Legends will be working on bringing MW4 to Nintendo Switch 2 with all features included plus crossplay. This, of course, will be the first time in 13 years a new COD will be playable on Nintendo hardware due to the Microsoft acquisition of Activision and Blizzard. The real OGs remember Black Ops 2 and Ghosts on the Wii U, but infamously, games on the Wii U couldn't draw a dime unless your name was Smash Bros, so Bobby Kotick had your typical short-sighted CEO crash out and refused to ever put COD on Nintendo again. But the Switch 2 install base is nearly 20 million, which is prime opportunity for the franchise to grow, provided the port doesn't suck. Speaking of ports, Call of Duty Warzone will not be playable on PS4 and Xbox One starting with MW4 Season 1. Starting June 4th, Warzone cannot be downloaded for PS4/Xbox One, and on June 25th onwards, the in-game store will be disabled in Warzone on these platforms. Remember, the 7th generation of consoles only got 3 COD games after 8th gen came out, but these 8th gen COD games have gone on for 6 releases after 9th gen came out. It was well past due. Plus, the people still playing COD on 8th gen are supported entirely through EBTs, so I highly doubt they were buying bundles. But as we wrap up this video, I want to remind you guys, go to w.gg, use code JimmyHomeless at checkout for 10% off new flavors such as Push and Punch Energy. It will give you the strength, energy, and Strenergy for those long gaming sessions into the night. Use code JimmyHomeless to support the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments below about the MW4 reveal, and have a nice day.